Hello, everybody. This is Alan Ellman, the Blue Collar Investor, welcoming you to this BCI podcast number 140. This one is titled Hitting a Put Triple. And we're going to be using a real-life example with Lowe's Companies, Inc., which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol LOW. So we're going to be talking today about exit strategies for selling cash secured puts. So let's start by defining the term hitting a triple. And this is a BCI term, which you probably won't find anywhere else. What it means is we're going to convert a single put trade into 3 income streams in the same contract cycle with the same cash investment. We're going to be taking advantage of delta, or the relationship between put value and underlying security or stock value. So we're going to start off by selling a cash secured put. Sell to open, that would be income stream number 1. Then we're going to close that short put, buy to close 1. Then we're going to sell to open a second cash secured put in the same contract cycle with the same underlying security, LOW, and that will become our double second income stream. Then we're going to buy back the second cash secured put, buy to close 2. And finally, we're going to sell to open STO, a third cash secured put in the same contract cycle, and that would be STO3, which would represent our triple or third income stream. Now, in order to accomplish this, we will have to have preparation, knowing that when the share price rises, the put value will decline, which will allow us to buy back the put at a much lower price than it was sold for. And then we could take advantage and still sell an out of the money cash secured put in the same contract cycle. So let's talk a little bit about delta, which I alluded to in the last slide. And that is the relationship between share value and put value. So puts have negative deltas, and that means the price movement of the underlying security is inversely related to put value. So if the price of the stock goes up, the value of the put goes down, and vice versa. So in the case of LOW, what's going to happen is you'll see is the price of Lowe's was increasing exponentially during this time frame in March to April of 2021, and that allowed us to roll up this cash secured put 2 times. So this created opportunities for put sellers of Lowe's. Now, in order to know when to buy back that cash secured put, we have to take advantage of 2 ways of making these conclusions. We can use 10 delta. In other words, if the new strike has a delta of 10, as did the original strike, if that's the strategy we're using, we could roll up to the new higher 10 delta strike, meaning that there's a 90% chance that that new strike will expire worthless or out of the money. We can also use our 20%, 10% guidelines. So after we enter a put trade in the first half of a contract, we always put in our 20% buy to close, good till cancel limit orders, which means that if the price of the stock goes up, causing the value of the put to decline significantly in the first half to 20% or less of the original put premium we received, we automatically close that short put. In the second half of a monthly contract, we change that 20% guideline to 10%. So if we sold the put for $2 in the first half of the contract, our buy to close limit order would be at 40 cents, and then we'd change it to 20 cents in the second half of a contract if the original put premium was $2. All right, let's get to this real life example with LOW. This was shared with me by a member of the Blue Collar Investor, and here we go. On 3/19/21, LOW was trading at 178.44 And the 170 out of the money put, expiration 4/16, so it's approximately a monthly put, was sold at 211. That was the time value of the 170 strike. What happens? Lowe in about 9 days moves from 178.44 to 188.63, over $10 increase. And that meant that the 170 put would be a much lower value. And it did meet our 20% guideline at 40 cents. So 20% of the original 211 would be 42. And the BCI member actually closed it at 40 cents. Excellent work so far. So what happens is on the 28th, the 180 put was sold at $1.70. So the 211 was closed at 40 cents, and then the 180 was sold at $1.70. There's your double, your second income stream. What happened? Well, on 4/12, remember these contracts expire on the 16th. So on 4/12, Lowe went up to 199.05. Yikes, another increase of over $10. We were able to close that 180 put at 15 cents. Now we're near expiration, so we're using the 10% guideline. So $1.70, 10% of that would be 17 cents. It was closed at 15 cents. Another excellent job. And that was the 10% put guideline. Now, this BCI member had no problem owning this particular security. So what was done was the $200 near the money, not out of the money, but near the money, slightly in the money put, was actually sold for $2.45. That sell to open was the third income stream, and therefore hitting a triple. Now, if those of you who are also watching this podcast, you can have a look at the chart. Those listening to it only, I will describe it for you. The chart shows the huge exponential increase in the price of Lowe's during that March to April timeframe. And the three arrows show when the triple trades were executing. So you can clearly see, and I'm sure those of you just listening can picture, as the price of the stock goes up, put value goes down, and that creates the opportunities to generate additional income streams. And you have to remember now, put value, share value, inversely related, and that's why the deltas are represented by a minus sign. So what were the final results of the trade? Well, Lowe's kept going up. So that $200 final put strike did expire out of the money and worthless, or with no intrinsic value. So no shares were put to the investor. Now, the initial put premium, if you recall, was $2.11. And based on the amount that the broker required to secure that put, that represented a 1-month return of 1.26%. However, remember, there were two additional income streams. So the final net put premium, based on the final amount of cash required to secure that $200 put trade, resulted in a net positive premium of $5.71, which represented a 1-month return of 2.94%. It more than doubled the initial return. So great work by that BCI member. Let's summarize. Position management is the third of the 3 required skills needed to achieve the highest returns after stock selection and option selection. When selling cash secured puts, we could take advantage of share price acceleration and rolling puts up. And this is also taking advantage of the inverse relationship between put and share value. Now, we could use a 10 delta approach, or we could use our 20%, 10% guidelines. That's what I use most of the time, but using a 10 delta approach will also work as long as the new strikes stay within that guideline of a 10 delta or a 90% probability of not expiring in the money or with intrinsic value. Okay, before I go, as always, I'm going to mention our BCI package, which is our best and most comprehensive educational product ever offered by the blue collar investor at a 25% discount. It contains 6 online video courses along with our downloadable workbooks, 6 calculators invented and created by the blue collar investor and found nowhere else, 5 of our best selling books in ebook format, and our annual premium membership of 13 months, which includes 4 reports of eligible option selling securities, over 200 training videos, and dozens of calculators, free ebooks, and many, many more products included as perks with the premium membership. Where do you find it? Go to our website, www.thebluecollarinvestor.com, and click on the link that says BCI package. Actually, we recently added a new package, which consists of a trade management calculator and my newest book, Exit Strategies for Covered Call Writing and Selling Cash Secured Puts. So look for that. Not shown on the screenshot here. It was just put up within the last couple of days of my creating this video. You can also purchase items individually in the bluecollarinvestor.com website /store, where you have online video courses, ebooks, hard and soft covered books, calculators and spreadsheets, plus our online mentoring program. So have a look at that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very, very much for taking the time to listen to and or watch this BCI podcast number 140, Hitting a Put Triple. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and most importantly, I hope it puts cash in your pockets. As always, this is Alan Ellman, the Blue Collar Investor. Take care, everybody.